Hi, my name's Jeff Cotterman, and I'm a 27-year master sports nutritionist who's had an epiphany, who's had a change in nutritional thought process based on recent research and based on some other sports nutritionists and physicians who have kind of convinced me to rethink the whole dietary assessment. I've been a long-time advocate in this battle above, talking about higher carbohydrate diets versus the low carbohydrate program. Which is better? Well, I have the answer today, and I'm sure you want to know. It's been in nutritional forefront for performance, for wellness and longevity for a long time, and I now have the answer. Right? So I've developed a worksheet through this recent discussions with experts and my own research and reading through new research that has come out. What is better? Well, in the worksheet right here, we've got 3 lines. And the top line shows the different types of nutritional programs out there. And they've been arranged almost in a like taxidermy, almost in like we're laying out the colors. It's a spectrum from one end, starting with veganism, and ending all the way on the other end to ketogenic diets. And there's a correlation between all these different programs, not including what's on top of the timeline, not including elimination of specific food groups, but on the bottom we go through kind of a progression and change of different nutritional programs, with the MyPlate kind of being in the middle. MyPlate being the current government recommendations for the American Dietary Guidelines. Okay, there is a correlation between macronutrients. So, vegan programs tend to be plant-based and higher in carbohydrate. Now, there obviously are higher fat vegan programs, right? But the point is that plant-based tends to be higher in carbohydrate. Now, you can obviously eat a bunch of nuts and avocado and be a high-fat vegan. But on one end of the spectrum in plant-based programs is higher carbohydrate. On the other end is higher fat. Looking at macronutrients now, each program tends to have kind of a macronutrient trend or a macronutrient signature. And here is my epiphany. There is a correlation between meal frequency. See behind me here, I've got under plant-based and higher carbohydrate programs, we've got people who tend to eat more frequently. They even graze, right? And then we've got in the spectrum there, frequent small meals, then meals that are separated by time, intermittent fasting, and then long fasts. And in looking at nutrition plans around meal timing and meal frequency, we found a correlation. Higher carbohydrate programs tend to need to eat more frequent. So if you try to eat a high carbohydrate, very low fat diet and try to intermittently fast, it's probably not going to work. It's uncomfortable because you digest, assimilate, process carbohydrates a lot faster than you do fats. So if you tend to not want to eat frequently, you tend to want to skip breakfast, you're not hungry early in the morning, you like intermittent fasting, then higher fat diets. So there's a correlation between ketogenic and high fat nutritional programs and lower meal frequency. So where are you? How do we make sense of this? Well, because there's this direct correlation, there are foods out there that don't follow this rule, and that's what makes them unhealthy. That's what makes a high fat, high carbohydrate food like a donut or like a chip, right? French fry is dense in carbohydrate, higher in calories, and high in fat both at the same time. So now you're giving your body mixed signals. And that ratio tends to be what makes it unhealthy. Eat a lot of calories that are full of saturated fat and simple carbohydrate at the same time, and it stresses the body. So how do we find out what's best for you? Well, first we have to figure out what you naturally tend to do. Are you hungry in the morning? Or do you want to eat frequently? Do you prefer higher carbohydrate? Then you need to eat more frequently. Or are you someone that's okay with skipping breakfast? You're in the habit of just starting at lunch. You're in the habit of skipping meals and don't remember to eat and prefer higher fat meals. Well, then maybe that program is better for your body. So what we have to do is find out where you are, and that's what this assessment is all about. That's what this sheet is about. We find out where you are, and then we move you to an adaptive change in the right direction. We move you in the spectrum towards a little higher carbohydrate more frequently, or we move you in the spectrum towards a little less frequent eating and higher fat, lower carbohydrate. Which is better for you? What's your macronutrient ratio and optimal meal frequency? Well, this assessment helps to figure that out. And we hope to be able to do this on as many people as we can, especially those people that feel like they're plateaued. Because there's something, even if they're following a plan, there's something inconsistent, either with their meal timing, their macronutrient ratio, or the program that they're on. It might not be nutritionally balanced. So I hope to see you, and I hope to talk about where you're at and where you're going nutritionally. And I hope that this worksheet helps to solve a nutritional plateau or a nutritional issue that you might be having. Thanks.